Today, we're going to dive into 3 ways in which you can recover after an affair. Hi, guys, Tina Lois, your relationship rescue consultant. Oftentimes, when couples come to me, the assumption is that once an affair takes place, all is lost, and it's very unlikely they can recover. Thus, why most people instantly separate or divorce. And so today I just want to share 3 ways in which you can recover after an affair. And let's start with open communication. Opening the lines to communication, which means being truly transparent about the actual affair, the way in which it made you feel, and the motivation, in actual fact, as to how you got there. And you have to be willing to share it from not only the adulterous position, but from the actual partner who's receiving all of this, whose heart's broken as a result of all of this. You have to be able to share openly and honestly. The other thing is that sometimes it's gonna consist of having those conversations that might feel very uncomfortable, having those conversations when the other partner might not be ready to talk, having those conversations around why, how long, who was it, how did you do it, why did you do it, how was it, if you get my point. And the intention here is not to hurt each other's feelings, but really to grow and make a commitment that you're going to work through this. The next thing is rebuilding trust. Hmm. That's one of the hardest things most couples have to do, whether it's from the slightest lie right to an affair. And the reason being is because what you walked away believing was supposed to be a commitment in this marriage and or relationship, all of that, it's now null and void. Why? Because you're going to believe that everything has been a lie, right? And so, as it relates to trust, that might mean they want to see your telephone or your laptop. They may want your passwords, right? It might be times when you say, "I'm going out to do a job and I'm going to be here, there, and everywhere." It might mean a FaceTime, and by no means is this to be stalkerish or annoying, but really the intention is to rebuild your partner's trust. And the idea is that you both make the commitment during your communication that these are the things that I'm going to ask or I might ask, and as well as the adulterer. These are the things that I'm willing to accept because I want to make this marriage work. It might even mean a time where you say, babe, I'm gotta go to take a quick trip to do business, and your wife or husband might just want you to put on FaceTime for majority of the night in the hotel room, whatever it may be. You have to both agree that it's going to, whatever it takes, is going to happen. And lastly, I would say healing and recovery. What does that look like? Well, for many people, it looks like being intentional about healing the marriage, not just as a couple, but individually, because it has impacted you both individually, right? But you also have to grow and rebuild and recover as a couple. And so that might consist of couples counseling and coaching in many instances. But I always suggest for my clients, make sure you work on yourself as an individual so that as you come together, you can both grow together. It's not lopsided. You know, what often happens when individuals force a situation to work by having one partner commit and the other not, it ends up being lopsided, where one partner's doing all the work. And in many instances, it's actually the partner that received the adulterous behavior. And so what I often say is work on yourselves as individuals as well as a couple. And the intention should be we are going to do whatever it takes to heal our marriage and relationship. So, what I want you to keep in mind is that when you commit adultery, not only are you involving someone else in your marriage, but you're breaking a union of trust. That if many of you really think about it, it's very hard to rebuild trust, but it's possible if you both make the decision that we are going to work on this marriage once and for all, and we're both going to give it 110%.